Listen. There is a voice beneath all the noise, a whisper beyond the chaos, a quiet knowing within you. It's the voice of your higher self, and it has been calling you from the day you were born. But Babylon made you forget. It dressed you in fear. It fed you illusion. It told you to chase things you never needed, to run from who you truly are. But the Rasta does not chase. The Rasta remembers. The Rasta stands still and listens, because the higher self is not something to find. It is something to become. Rastafari say, the kingdom of Jah is within. That means the highest you, the purest you, the eternal I is already here. Not in the sky, not in a temple, not in another man, in you. So the question is not, how do I attract my higher self? The question is, what has been keeping me from it? What noise are you listening to? What distractions pull your spirit down? Who told you you were not enough? Because your higher self is not weak. Your higher self does not beg. It does not panic. It does not follow crowds or trends. It walks with Jah. It shines from the inside out. To rise into that self, you must unlearn what Babylon taught you. Let go of the false image. Let go of shame. Let go of fear of being different. Let go of the lie that your worth is measured by how others see you. In Rastafari, we are not afraid to stand alone, because we know, when you stand in truth, you are never alone. Jah is with you. Jah is in you. Jah is you. This is not just poetry, it is prophecy. The Rasta speaks in rhythm, but the message is real. Wake up. The I is divine. The I is powerful. The I is ready. You don't need to climb to heaven to reach the higher self. You only need to descend into your own heart and clear away what Babylon built. Light the fire, burn the illusions, chant the psalm, eat the ital, and listen. Because the real you, the eternal you, the higher self, has been waiting patiently for you to remember. Sit down, my youth, and let I tell you something the world don't teach in school. You are not just flesh and bone. You are not just a name, a job, or a number in Babylon's system. You are spirit. You are light. And in Rastafari, we call that sacred presence, I and I. You see, when a Rasta speaks, him never say, you and me. Him say, I and I. Why? Because there is no separation between the self and Jah, no gap between the soul and the source, no barrier between the created and the creator. I and I is the language of oneness. It remind we that Jah live inside the I, and when the I rise, Jah rise. When the I walk, Jah walk. When the I speak truth, Jah speak truth through the I. This is what Babylon don't understand. They teach division. They separate man from woman, spirit from body, people from purpose. But Rastafari teach unity, wholeness, oneness with Jah. When a Rasta say, I and I give thanks, it is not ego, it is reverence. It is the higher self giving honor to the Most High within. Not a distant God in the clouds, but a living fire inside the I. The higher self is not foreign to the Rasta. It is the very foundation of how we live, how we speak, how we see. You don't have to go to a guru or a priest to access it. You just need to look inward with clean eyes and remember the divine spark planted in you from birth. But hear this, you can't fake I and I. It's not a slogan, it's not a fashion, it's a liberty, a way of life. You have to live humble, clean, righteous. You have to walk in truth, not just speak it. Because when your words and your ways align, the higher self appears like morning sun. The elders used to say, the I must learn to see Yah in all things, especially in the I self. That's the foundation. That's the portal. That's the gate to your highest vibration. So next time you speak, remember, you are not just me. You are I and I. And that means Jah lives within you, guiding, guarding, and growing you. Give thanks. The higher self has never left. It's been here all along, waiting for you to live like you know it. Now hear this, clear and raw. If your higher self is the sun, Babylon is the cloud that tries to block it. You want to know why people feel lost? Why they can't hear their inner voice? Why their spirit feel heavy, like it's buried under chains? It's Babylon, seen? Babylon is not just a place. It's a system, a mindset, a spiritual trap. From birth, Babylon flood your eyes with lies, telling you what beauty is, selling you things to make you feel complete, teaching you to follow and never question, filling your plate with dead food, filling your ears with toxic noise, making you chase vanity, money, likes, anything but truth. And while you're chasing all that, guess what slips away? Your higher self. Because the higher self don't live in confusion. It don't rise in pollution. It don't grow in fear. The higher self needs silence, truth, and clean liberty to manifest. So when a Rasta say, burn Babylon, we're not talking about violence. We're talking about a spiritual cleansing, a mental revolution, a rebellion of the soul against the system that deadened man's spirit. Ask yourself, who taught you to hate yourself? Who taught you to be ashamed of your roots? Who taught you to mock the natural ways? Who told you Jah was far away when he lived inside the eye? That's Babylon, and its mission is to keep you disconnected from Jah, because a man or woman who knows Jah cannot be controlled. Rastafari rise against that. We live simple. We eat ital, not just to be healthy, but to stay spiritually sharp. We grow dreadlocks, not for fashion, but as a crown of rebellion and holiness. We chant psalms, not to perform, but to call on Jah's vibration. See, Babylon fears the awakened soul, because once you touch your higher self, you no longer fit their mold. You no longer need their approval. You no longer obey their false rules. That's why Rastas chant, "Fire burn Babylon," because it is Babylon that builds the prison where your higher self is locked. But the key is in your hand, your habits, your thoughts, your faith, your choices. You don't wait for someone to unlock it. You rise, you chant, you cleanse, you walk like a lion, not a slave. Remember this, you cannot attract your higher self if you still entertain Babylon. So separate yourself, step out of the illusion, drop what drains you, cut the cords, burn the lies, free the eye. The way forward is not in Babylon. It's in the ancient path of righteousness, and that path begins when you choose to turn your back on the system that turned its back on Jah. You want to rise into your higher self? Then you must walk a higher way. Not just believe, not just speak. Live it. And the Rasta way gives you the tools. In Rastafari, attraction is not just mental, it is vibrational. You become a magnet for the divine when your thoughts, actions, and spirit align. That is what we call liberty, a sacred way of life that keeps you close to Jah and in tune with your truest essence. Let's break it down. These are not rules, they are keys. And when you use them right, the gates of the higher self swing open wide. 1. Ital living Rastas eat clean. No dead flesh, no artificial poison, no Babylon mix-up. We eat what grows from the earth, untouched and pure. Because the food you consume becomes your cells, and your cells carry your vibration. Ital is not just food, it is fuel for the divine. When your body is clean, your spirit flows free. Your intuition gets sharper, your dreams get clearer, and your inner guidance speaks louder. 2. Daily meditation and chanting. The higher self is not reached through rush, it needs stillness. Rastas rise early to chant psalms, to meditate, to breathe. The world is loud, but the voice of Jah is soft. To hear it, you must silence the noise within. Chanting is a frequency. It opens portals. Psalms are ancient codes. They cleanse the soul and tune your spirit to the frequency of the Most High. 3. Dreadlocks as spiritual antennas. Rasta grow their locks for a reason. It's not just culture, it's sacred. The locks are natural extensions of energy, symbolizing the Lion of Judah, the strength of Samson, and the vow to never be part of Babylon's system. When you honor your hair, you honor your crown. When you walk with your crown in full glory, you walk like royalty, because your higher self is royal. The power of words. Speak life. In Rastafari, words are not casual, they are spiritual tools. We say, overstand, not understand, because we rise above truth. We don't sit beneath it. We say, I and I, not me and you, because we acknowledge divine unity. Every word you speak carries vibration, and every word that passes your lips can either call your higher self closer or push it further away. Speak life, speak love, speak truth. 5. Nature is the temple. Babylon builds cathedrals of concrete, but Rasta see the Almighty in the rising sun, the breeze in the hills, the ocean's rhythm, the lion's roar. You want to align with your higher self? Go outside, touch the earth, feel the wind, light the fire, talk to the trees, give thanks to the rain. Nature is Jah's original church, and when you're in it, your spirit gets recalibrated. These sacred practices are not random. They are ancient. They come from a time when man lived with Jah, not apart from him. And when you live this way, you don't have to chase your higher self. It comes home to you, because you've made your vessel clean. You've made your spirit still. You've made your walk righteous. And the highest I only dwells where truth lives. This is the Rasta code of alignment. Not religion, revelation. Not control, liberation. Your higher self is not a mystery. It is the I that appears when you live the way Jah intended. Now, the journey comes full circle. You have heard the call. You have learned the language of I and I. You have seen the shadows Babylon casts, and you have embraced the sacred practices that light your path. But what does it truly mean to attract your higher self? It means to become a living temple of Jah. In Rastafari, the body is not just a vessel, it is a holy sanctuary. When your thoughts are pure, your actions just, and your spirit aligned, you carry Jah's light wherever you walk. You don't need to look for God outside, because God is reflected in your every breath, your every word, your every step. This is the real awakening, to realize that the higher self and Jah are one and the same. And when you honor that truth, you transcend the limits Babylon tries to place on you. You become a warrior of light, a lion walking boldly in a world that often fears truth. You become the living proof that Babylon's lies cannot chain the spirit. You become a beacon, shining to guide others back to their own divine path. The higher self is not a distant dream. It is the reality waiting for you to claim. But it demands commitment. It demands courage. It demands love. Love for yourself, for Jah, and for all creation. So rise, brethren and sistren. Stand tall with dreadlocks like a crown, a symbol of your spiritual strength. Speak I and I with power, knowing you embody divine oneness. Eat ital, chant psalms, and live in harmony with nature. Break Babylon's chains with every conscious choice. This is your realignment, not just with yourself, but with the eternal I. The higher self is your birthright. Jah never left you. You just forgot your way. Now you remember. Now you reclaim. Now you live as the true Rasta warrior of light. And when you do, you don't just attract your higher self, you become it. Give thanks for the journey. Give thanks for the fire. Give thanks for the truth. And walk forward, knowing that Jah's light shines through you. Always. If this message touched your soul, and you want to keep walking the righteous path, don't forget to subscribe to the Zion Way, the only place for the real ones seeking truth and light. Hit that subscribe button now, and make sure to click the notification bell so you never miss a moment of wisdom and guidance. Walk with us, grow with us, and stay connected to the highest vibration. Jah bless you always.